Okay, last game. At least in this, brown and yellow. Yeah, okay, colors are okay. Yeah. So I would like Yoma to advance, but the thing is, Live or Hyun, both of them are great. Both of them should be in this tournament. I'm sorry for the Shine fans. I don't think he's gonna make it.
Well, I just won't comment.
Wow, you're chickening out.
I'll talk about this map PvP, where you have a big
That is
area.
not what you said when we are off camera.
Well,
Look at you, Wolf. Sneaky.
he's gonna be able to blink into the main base.
Who?
Anyone who gets blink and has an observer.
A very reserved comment, not taking any risks here. Like, ah! Well, bottom left, we have currently in yellow, brown, I still don't know why. To the top right, we have in red value. And if... Okay, I'm not gonna go for any value jokes here. I'm really tempted, but no, I'm not gonna do it. As Wolf already mentioned, this map is very good for Blink Stalkers. And
Yep.
for me personally, the most exciting scenario occurs when we have one player going for Blink Stalkers and the other one trying to expand. That's always just so clutch, especially create a lot of expansions on this map. 12 gate for value, faster. And yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what type of gas these two players take. We saw Brown try to go for Warp Prism 4 gate. He could do it again. He was scouted last time. I don't think he'll do it again, but this map is pretty good for it.
Yep.
And will we see a double gas, 2 and 2 gas for either player? That's an interesting question as well. No scout, so no gas blocks are possible. Value sending his probe out to scout first.
The winner of this match is facing Yonghwa. And we have another quarter final match between two Zergs, two TSL Zergs, Shine and Hyun. So you think about this, we have, as I said, TSL is really dominating this qualifier. They really are. But all the players that are left are very good. Especially, of course, one of the players that made a huge splash just recently was Yonghwa, not only with his performance at European tournaments, but also with his double all kill in the GSTL. The only player who has 10 wins so far. I actually think that the player with the second most wins only has like 3 or 4.
Something like that, yeah. It's probably like Revival from yesterday.
Yeah, that's actually true. Yeah, I didn't include yesterday's stats, but it has to be Revival. That's perfectly correct. So it must be Revival with 4. And soon we have the match between LGIM and Startail, and this is definitely a chance for Yonghwa to get a few more matches, a few more wins. On the other hand, Startail is probably their toughest opponent this season yet. Oh well, as we speak here at the Iron Squid qualifier, the Korean qualifier that is, we have now at the bottom left Brown with the first Stalker. And keep in mind guys that it's not only about the Korean qualifier, we have also European qualifier coming up which starts tomorrow. It's going to be casted by Kalaris and Todd, so definitely make sure that he's tuned in for the European qualifier too. And here's already here's already Blink approaching. We have the Twilight Council, but what is Value gonna do? We have sentries for him. It looks like we might see an expansion here.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. Blink versus an expansion with sentries is really interesting because the sentries really struggle to deal with Blink Stalkers, but if you have really good control, you can defend. It's going to be quite insane. He's getting the Robo now as well. He may even try to do something one base with the Robo, but I doubt it. It's possible though.
Value is going for the robotics here, whereas we have Blink now without robotics. So he won't have an observer.
Yeah, he's just basically hoping for an expansion build to face.
Yeah. And at this point, we don't see an expansion just yet. We still have Value with 35 overall supply. Harvester count is roughly the same. And he is not expanding, just trying to get his robotics here, whereas we have Brown now slowly but steadily moving out. He's just waiting for his Blink to finish. He already has the forward pylons. He's probably going to get another one very soon. No robotics for him, no observer, therefore no chance to blink into the main base, what you usually want to do. And he is just moving, trying to poke, sees there is no nexus, and is now like, damn.
If his Zealot gets up that ramp, he can blink up, and before the Immortal is done, he'll do so much damage. Oh! That was close.
Yeah, it was close, but he didn't have Blink yet, so it didn't matter too much.
Yeah. Oh, now the Zealot sees. He's like, uh-oh.
Yeah,
Chrono boost that Immortal so
that's
fast.
also pretty important. If he can actually place down a pylon here, that would help him later.
Alright, he's gonna go for it, but no, he is denied. Blinks in 1, blinks in 2.
Oh, gets in easy peasy. He needs to snipe this Immortal if he wants to prevail with this attack though. He's blinking back, taking down a few Zealots first. Waits for another round of warp-ins, but he can't wait for the second Immortal.
No, he's not gonna allow. He's not gonna allow him to. Well, actually, yeah, he's gonna blink in here with more stalkers. He needs to get that Immortal down before the second one joins it, like you said.
He has to take a risk here. I like that he picks off the pylons, but he still has to take a risk. The supply block is great, but the second Immortal is out.
It's not like he has an expansion up or something
Yeah.
where he can like sit back.
He's just warping in more stalkers, trying to blink into his opponent's base. The good thing for Brown is that we have value now with the supply block. So he can't get additional units.
That was a really weird blink down with that one stalker.
He has to call it. Has to call it a day now. He has to move.
I guess so. That's the GG Robo back at home, actually.
The GG Robo.
I mean, basically, it's like saying like, well, I guess my plan didn't work. You can try to do backstabs not with an observer, or I mean, not without an observer. And Value has all the cards in his hand now. He's got the better worker count. He could just make his own defensive Twilight Council and go across the map and kill Brown, or he could make Robotic Support Bay on one base and kill him.
If Value engages in the battle now, and it looks like he will now, not moving up, blinking up with one stalker only. He wants to see what's going on here.
He wants to know if he has his own like stalkers coming out or not.
Yeah. He knows there are none. He knows there are no additional stalkers, but there is going to be a third Immortal. And this third Immortal is the reason why Brown cannot attack anymore.
He is finally getting a Nexus. That's like the one thing that he can try to fall back to. If he can catch Value off guard, if Value tries to attack him. Now he's got his Observer out as well, so he can blink in. And Value's just going to go for the one Colossus 3 or 4 gateway attack with no range.
Which is a little bit dangerous if you are facing a Blinkstalker player. That's something that we've seen quite often. If you actually use 2 groups of Blinkstalkers and just try to delay your opponent's attack while moving in with another force into the main base, you can do so much damage. So that's going to be a little bit scary. But Brown still does not have an Observer, or does he? Yeah, he does have one. He's fighting here though. Nice blink with the Stalker. I really like how you blinked the injured one back first before he started to move back with the rest of his army. And now he has the Observer. He can blink into the main base and he can do some damage. The Observer wasn't scouted yet. So now he has the chance to do at least some damage to the economy. But he needs to be very, very careful. As we have the army for Value.
He's just so careful. Oh, wow.
So careful and takes down the Observer. That's it. No blink at the main base anymore.
I mean to say that Value is careful, but yeah, the Brown was not there, so careful with his Observer. Value just keeping his units. I mean, here's why we're at checkmate: is that Value has 2 armies, one is main and one is natural, and both of them can beat Brown's whole army. That's why this game is essentially over. He's getting his Colossi out. He decided not to go for the timing attack, but rather just to go for a Nexus. You know, so many Korean players decide that they would like to rather have Colossi than their own Blink Stalkers, and I can respect that in one way, but this does give Brown a little bit of wiggle room, because when he does decide to move out, Brown does have that Blink ability to buy time, to try to harass.
And we've seen this executed on this map specifically, so he needs that's one of the things why I keep repeating that he needs to be careful of what he does. Usually if you don't have the counter blink, then you are just vulnerable against blink stalkers in the main base and you won't be able to warp in enough units. So that's gonna be a bit tricky. Value has his own base up right now, but of course his Nexus was a bit slower. He looks at slight worker count disadvantage here, and the map control, if you want so, is still in Brown's hands just because of these blink stalkers that he has. Of course, he already rebuilt. Oh no, actually, yeah, he rebuilt his Observer.
Yeah, pretty crucial. If you don't have that, you lose a lot of power. That probe is dead for sure.
Yeah, the Observer is also getting into position.
He's trying to find a way to do damage here, but he can't even kill a Zealot.
Yeah, but on the other hand, he's getting his range now. He's getting additional Immortals. He has the opportunity to blink into his opponent's main base. if he dodges this army, of course, on the high ground. It's still not. This is definitely not over. Picking up a few units left and right. Brown really trying to scout here with another stalker, just running in, getting more scouting information. Now he sees exactly what's being built here, and even gets away. Tries to, yeah. Does he see? Yeah, he saw the Colossi. Sees the two Colossi. No blink in the main base. Colossus count, of course, at this point definitely better for Value. If Value is able to force an engagement, he's gonna win it.
Yeah.
But that is, of course, the one thing that Brown is trying to dodge with the Blink Stalkers that he has to the left side of his opponent's main base.
I think what Value could easily do is just leave a small group of his units in the main base, and then just walk across the map with everything else and kill him. A group of units slightly smaller than that one, in fact.
3 Colossi now. Ah. If he moves down, yeah, I mean, a lot of mortals, 4 in total. The mortal count is actually, I think, a little bit in favor of. No, actually, it's 4 to 4. My bad. Harvester count 47 to 49. Both of them are just gonna wait here, I feel.
Yeah, and actually, the longer the Value waits, the better chance Brown has of coming back in this, just because he has a better Colossus split or something like that, or he gets his third base up faster, which he is starting right now. So, you know, it's scary to face a small group of Blink Stalkers, but you gotta move at some point if you want to solidify your lead that you took early on in the game.
They both know that they are in a situation where a mistake can mean the end. It's the third game, and if you lose here, you're out of the tournament. So they're playing it really safe. They want to advance to the semifinal.
There's the counter Blink.
Yeah.
Well, it could also just be for +2, but I think a counter Blink would be pretty smart. The Stalker count for both players is really similar at this point as well.
Yeah.
It's not like he's got a massive like Blink Stalker heavy army that's counter Blink isn't going to be helpful.
The third, as mentioned, up a bit faster for Brown. Resources lost, as you can see, fairly similar. The unit tab shows that we are kind of dead even with every single unit type. Just the immortal count, and even the immortal count is getting a lot closer right now, 5 to 4. So yeah, that's definitely looking a lot closer. Overall supply is spot on. It's just about who is going to move out and who's trying to be the aggressor here in this game. We have still Value moving out for the first time to the Xel'Naga Watchtower and trying to take this vision. And he's also the first to add the Templar Archive for Archons.
Yes. Brown is like, I mean, he's pushing all the envelopes right now for the situation he found himself in after the early game. And Value is just kind of sitting back cautiously here. And I mean, that may win him the game out in the end, but I worry for him just simply because Brown's had this third up for longer. He's pushing the envelope, like I said, with tech. Charge is done for him. He's got +2 coming out first as well. He's 2 Colossi down, but
No, not
one
anymore.
just finished. Yeah.
This is coming down to the question which one of these two players will be able to get the better unit control, to get a better position later on. Who has the better concave, and that's kind of what's going to decide this game, I feel, right now. They are dead even. Brown is actually pulling a little bit ahead.
Yep.
Charge is now also coming up for Value. He's adding more gates, and he decides that it's time to move out. Nah, he's like, well, maybe. Oh, no, I don't feel like it.
I'm really thinking that Value is digging himself a grave right now. He just has not, he's not moved out. He's allowed his opponent to have a third base first. He's just now, I mean, now it's going to be awkward because if he just moves out, then Brown's going to have the defender's advantage. He's also going to have an upgrade lead for quite some time. And Brown is just going to take another expansion. He's just furthering his lead now.
Getting a fourth base here most likely. Oh, actually, no. Just a pylon. But now we have the army supply, as you could see, was dead on. There's the fourth base to the bottom right. Something which Value just does not get yet. Bottom right we have the Zealot.
Soon we'll probably see Warp Prisms for both players. Ooh, we're going to see the Mothership transition, it looks like, with the Stargate coming out here.
Haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, I think the last time I saw White Raw actually do it.
White Raw JYP.
Yeah.
The problem that I have with this is that it takes ages for the Mothership to actually be in the game. So if during all the time Brown starts to attack, he will have a lead.
Yep. There's the Warp Prism for Brown, which is what I expected, because I thought you know, we start to see players trying to use the Warp Prism to harass and then not heavily commit until someone moves out, then warp in 10 zealots in the main base and try to do damage.
Pretty
Around.
cool blink micro that we've seen from Brown here. Really nice, well done. And now he moves into his opponent's natural, and this will draw out a lot of values forces. Those stalkers that he just moved in, they're not going to be enough. Even the oh wow, the immortal is actually being caught here.
And he actually totally messed up his control and lost a few more stalkers in the middle of the map as well. So Brown is actually accomplishing a lot with this small blink stalker force that he started the game with, taking out a few more probes here in the main as well. Now he's going to get into the better position, forces a cancel on the Nexus, and value is falling apart here.
Yeah, he is a little bit, isn't he? There is a 4th base for Brown, and value just cancelled his own 4th. Yes, the stalkers, they were killed, but they did so much damage before they actually bit the dust.
And now he gets extra Archons because he can afford them. He actually is going up to 9 Archons, I believe.
No,
just 7, I'm sorry. But he's going to have 3 plus 3 first. Actually, no, he's just slightly behind. I got the production titles mixed up there for a second, but the Fleet Beacon is done.
We have now the Stargate for Brown, who wants to head into the same position, but I don't think it will come to that. He could actually just take the game here. If he has the gateways to back it up, though.
If he gets the better concave as well.
Yeah. I mean, this 4th base, is that something that value can hold?
I don't think so. Yeah, no, I don't think he's going to be able to hold this. And this is a perfect position already for Brown, who splits his units, sets up that concave, the Archon's tanking the cannon, the cannon's now down. He's just going to poke at it with his Colossi until either value engages or he cancels.
Yeah, one of the two. No mothership started. The Stargate is done. Fleet Beacon could be started very soon for Brown, who adds now a gateway after gateway. And the 4th base, it has to be cancelled or he moves in. Either one. Here we go. He moves in. He tries to save his 4th. And now here comes the battle. And this is a huge fight that we see. Both of them dropping in Colossi, but still the better numbers for value here. And Brown has the overall supply lead. And he is making this so work in his favor. He takes on everything. All the units are all... That's it.
Yep. GG any second is what we're going to see from value. An insane lead from the beginning, and then just sat back and watched it, you know, grow up and lead them.
Yeah, waited too long, and now they're well, 7 against 4 Colossi. He has everything. 50 supply lead. He has the 4th base against 3 bases.
You could just wait until he's maxed again, then attack once more, which it looks like he may do.
Yep.
Both of them are going to be on 3-1 in just a second. They're +1 lining up with each other.
As mentioned earlier, 3rd game, playing it safe. That's exactly what you want to do here. But just looking at the army supply, 105 against 63, moving up. And now look at these Colossi. They are fan outs, nice concave, pushing value back, taking down his 3rd, another Colossus dies. There's nothing that value can do anymore except to type GG.
Making it pretty far, but at the end, he is still not quite been able to make a splash yet for himself. He's been on TSL a while. GG.
There it is, and game number 3 ends in favor of Brown, who has to face Youngwa now.
I would have thought we would have seen counter blink from value earlier. A lot of people are trying to skip this in Korea right now, and I feel like it just makes you too scared to move out, and then your opponent can just continue to use those blink stalkers to bully you until you lose. That's kind of what we just saw.